Hi Aquarius, I'm EllaAradia and welcome to your October 2025 Psychic Tarot reading. This reading is for my Aquarius air signs where we'll be exploring the overall energies and themes for the month ahead, as well as taking a deeper dive into how these might be playing out for you in your life. This is a general reading. It's going to resonate a little bit differently for all of you. But what I do find is there's always a shared theme that runs through the collective of all of you Aquarius signs. So take what feels aligned to you and just leave the rest. And before we jump in, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoy this reading and you haven't already done that, please do. It helps the channel out a lot. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and then you can get notified when the next videos are up. So Aquarius, let's jump in. I always like to just close my eyes and feel into the energies a little bit first before I start pulling cards. What I'm seeing here, Aquarius, is I feel that many of you have recently stepped into a new major chapter in life. And for some of you that may be an emotional renewal of some kind. And for others, I feel like it's the kind of change that has really redirected your life path. So some kind of significant change here. And what lies in your past, I feel, is the ending of quite a difficult and challenging time for many of you, where there has been loss, disappointment, for some of you betrayal. And for me it's this sense almost of having to walk away from something that no longer felt healthy for you. And when I feel into your present energies, I feel like you are at this point of, so much potential, and it is really exciting. But what I also feel is a little bit of anxiety for some of you around, what is your next step? What is your direction? I'm feeling a little bit lost. So with your overall energies, Six of Pentacles. So whatever challenges, you have had in your recent past, when I see the Six of Pentacles here, this is just letting you know that support is coming in. Because before the Six is the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of loss and instability, and then as we move forwards, the universe really does support you, and it is to remember that whatever step you take, you will be supported, you will get that assistance. What lies in your recent past, the Knight of Cups. Now what I was feeling right there at the beginning was that as a result of, this shift or this change, some kind of new opportunity or offer has come in for you. Now for some of you this is going to be, a career-related opportunity, and for some of you this is a new love, and I was quite strongly feeling that. Your current energies, we have the Empress, and definitely a question here in regards to your next steps with, whatever this offer or opportunity is. The Empress is all about, what are you going to nurture moving forwards? Where are you going to put your energies in order to create, to manifest? And of course the Empress is all about some kind of new beginning, because it's about rebirth. Your feelings towards your situation, the Queen of Swords. And this really ties into what I'm feeling here, because what I'm getting this sense of is, in terms of love, I feel like somebody new has come into your life. They're very charismatic, and I do get the sense that they are really pursuing you with this Knight of Cups. But what I'm feeling from you is a little bit of a guarded energy, a little bit of a cautious energy around, you know, whether this person is really genuine. Because I do see these words love bombing, and I do feel like this person has kind of gone all out, all in, and that, you know, there's this really strong sense of them, you know, saying all the right things, pursuing you, but is it real? And there is this really cautious energy. So in terms of career, you know, if this is a new opportunity that's come in for you, it may be to just, you know, have a little bit of a deeper dig and just make sure that, first of all, you know, is everything as it seems? And also if it is something that you really feel aligned with, because the caution that I'm kind of getting here is, you know, you've moved into this new chapter, you've got all this possibility in front of you, but there's a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of feeling lost. And sometimes there's a danger of just grabbing the first thing that comes along, even if you might be settling for less in some way. And with the Queen of Swords here, you know, the message really is about staying true to you, staying true to your values, to your worth, what your heart truly wants. In the challenge, we have the Ace of Swords. Your hidden influence, we have the High Priestess. And I just keep getting this feeling again, you know, is everything as it seems? And it really is, I feel, about digging a little bit deeper here, giving it a bit more time. And, you know, in terms of this new connection, this new offer of love, taking the time to really get to know somebody, and not just kind of rushing in because they're the first person that's maybe come along, you know, since the last significant connection. And making sure, you know, that you are seeing things clearly here, Aquarius. Making sure that you're seeing the truth of a situation, the truth of another person, and making sure that you're not under any illusions here. Because it really is, I mean, this is the lesson here, you know, that it's okay to perhaps be in a moment of uncertainty as to what's next, feeling a little bit lost. And instead of that creating anxiety for you, maybe it's about shifting your perspective and understanding that in that sense of being lost, you're really open, and you're open to so many possibilities and potentials. And it really is, you know, making sure that whatever offer this is, that it is the right one for you. And making sure that you are aligned with it, you know, that your core values are aligned with whatever this is. Because sometimes, you know, the High Priestess can represent a lack of clarity, or, you know, things not being, you know, quite what they seem. And with your advice from the universe, the Three of Cups, I feel like that's saying spread your wings a little bit and connect to community, friends. It represents, you know, gatherings, coming together, and, you know, being around people that you feel aligned with, who really lift your spirit. And so it could be to, you know, if you're single, to, just have a little bit of fun and get yourself out there and meet some new people before kind of jumping in to the first person that comes along. Not saying that, potentially that can't be what you want, but just, I feel, give it a little bit of time. I feel like you're still kind of healing a little bit from the past. I feel like it was a challenging time, and that may have involved a relationship breaking down, or something breaking down, not coming through, that perhaps you saw the potential in that, and it just didn't turn out the way that you hoped it would. And I do feel like there's a little bit of a process that many of you are still going through. So take your time and get out there a little bit more with the energy of this Three of Cups, and connect to community, friends, support. Maybe there are some social events to go to, and just discover yourself a little bit more first. There's no rush. And with the potential outcome, we have the Devil, and this is a card of breaking free from the past, from old, unhealthy, limiting patterns that no longer serve you. But it's also a caution, I feel, to, like I said, don't just settle immediately for the first thing that comes along. Really make sure that it is the right thing or person for you, to make sure that you don't go down any similar roads that you went down in the past, which is the other message I'm getting here from this Devil card for you. And alongside it, the Hanged Man. So take a step back, take a pause, take a step back, from whatever this situation is, and perhaps look at it from a slightly different perspective, because that's the invitation of the Hangman, is about gaining a new perspective on something, seeing things differently. And I would say, just make sure that whatever this is, that you're seeing it clearly, for what it is. Not saying, that it is or it isn't, but there is a soul lesson here around staying aligned with your truth. So Aquarius, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forwards, always trust what feels best for you. So thanks so much for being here, Aquarius, and I wish you a great month ahead.